iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here tonight, race fans, to the Bullring here at Las Vegas tonight. The Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series. Yes, that's right. It's the Scrambler Series, but we're going to do it a little different this season. It's the Short Track Scrambler Series. Well, if you're familiar with our Monday night program here with these drivers, well, you may see us run the ARCA car, the Xfinity car, the truck, and the NASCAR Next Gen. Well, we're not doing that. Thursday night is all about the grassroots racers back with short track racing. This season, we're going from the bottom of the barrel up through the ranks here on iRacing. We will start here tonight at Las Vegas with exactly what is called the Legends car. Then next week, we will put the SK Modified back out onto the Speedway before we head to the Monte Carlo SS. We got the Street Stock, the Super Late Model, and we will rotate all of them in fashion throughout the entire 16-week season. So it's going to be one heck of a race, but first, it is tonight. We are here for the Jiffy Lube 100 presented by, well, our friends up in Ontario at the Jiffy Lube Center. Well, race fans, if you need winter tires put on because, well, let's all face it, the summer is starting to wind down, the fall is coming, Jiffy Lube has you covered, not just for oil changes, but tire rotations, windshield wipers, and light bulb replacements. Head on over to your local Jiffy Lube today. So we thank Jiffy Lube for coming on board here with our Checkered Flag Auto Supply Short Track Scrambler Series here tonight at Bullring. Well, it's been 20 drivers that have logged in, and it's the first race of the season. Who will etch their names in the record books along with these gentlemen that have picked up championships here on Thursday night? Dalton Williamson is the all-time championship leader with 3. Blade Timmons, Max Terriot, Brian Hacker, and way back when in season number 1 here on our Thursday night program, Chuck Sweeting also went to victory lane. Well, they informed me down there in the truck that we didn't even say who we are. Well, it's me back in the booth here with you, bringing you all the racing action this season, race fans, and I got some good news for you. You see it out onto the Speedway? They are starting to line up here tonight. So let's get your starting lineup presented by our friends over at Six Rings Racing. This is your starting lineup here tonight for the Jiffy Lube 100. Starting on the front row, the 3-time champion out of Florida, the Rev Esports driver, the number 1 of Dalton Williamson. Starting to his outside, he also drives for the Rev Esports Group, driver number 2. Starting number 2 here tonight, that's Michael Trevarthen. Back into the third spot, he's already confused. He doesn't know where he's at to start the season. The number 18, Mr. Confusion Motorsports Empire Racing driver, that's A.J. Hamill. And hailing out of Canada here tonight, making his debut here with the Scrambler Series, The short track Scrambler Series, that'll Scott Duncan, the 989 here tonight. Sean Single out of Ayer, Massachusetts, residing in Boston, Massachusetts here tonight, driving car number 11. He will start back into the 5th spot. And it's the aging hipster number 73 of Philly Edwards. He will qualify into P number 6 here tonight. And how about the Culpeper's Bakery and Cafe number 5 back this season, starting into the 7th spot? That's Brian Bianchi. Hailing out of Carolina, driving car 05 here tonight. It's the Colony Tire and Service Center number 5 of Rex Hoyle. Back into the number 9 spot, he's making his debut out of Florida, driving car number 1 here tonight. That's A.J. Watkins. And it's the fan favorite driver out of South Carolina, driving the 271. That's Aiden Elvecchione. Back into the number 11 spot, driving car number 9 here. This is Trey Mitz making his first start. Back into the 12th spot here and now. The driver of the Higgins Hill Racing, number 40, checkered flag, auto supply, that's Rob Higgins. And starting back into the next starting position here tonight, that will be 13th on the grid. The man out of the racing school driving car number 21, that's Dan the Man Butler. Back into the 14th spot, that's going to be the Granny Hips Walkers and Canes, number 13 in the 14th starting spot here tonight. That'll be Joshua Buckley. In the Jiffy Lube Bragg Motorsports number 31 here tonight, this will be the man Dave Bragg. And back into the 16th starting spot, Brandon Wind in car number 14 will go 16th. 17th on the call here tonight out of Spring, Texas. It's going to be the number 7, the Raven Graphics of Doyle Lowrance. Back into the 18th starting spot here tonight. Let's see, he's not onto the track, but that should be the number 38 of Brandon Feeney. And starting 19th out of Florida, the 836 Gaming TV 00, that's Daryl Clauder. And back into the final spot here tonight, the checkered flag auto supply number 30 of Bob Higgins. That's your 6 Rings Racing starting lineup here tonight for the Jiffy Lube 100. First race of the season for the checkered flag. Short track Scrambler Series. Scramble them up. Let's see what falls out here at the end of this one. Put 100 laps on the board. It will be 100 laps here with the Legends cars. We're green flag racing for the first time here this season. Out of turn number 2 they come here on lap number 1. It'll be the number 1 of Dalton Williamson squirting ahead just a little bit here over that number 2 of Michael Trevarth, and they fan out a little bit deeper into the field. Brian B. Yankee side by side. One car looking like it is going around. Caution lights will go on the speedway. One car up and over. That's the number 13 of Joshua Buckley. Joshua Buckley up and over a bunch of them down here. Calamity Corner is turn number 4 here on the opening lap of the season. Looks like A.J. Watkins involved, Aiden Elvecchione, Joshua Buckley, Bob Higgins, Rex Hoyle possibly involved, Scott Duncan, Brandon Wynn, maybe Daryl Clauder. It's going to be a big one here. Let's unwrap things here tonight early. Taking a look at Aiden Elvecchione. There's the 271 of Elvecchione on the outside there. That's the 73 of Philly Edwards is actually the first one to make a little contact. And there you see Joshua Buckley going for a wild, wild ride down the straightaway. Right on board with Joshua Buckley. A vicious tumble for the number 13, the Granny Hips Walkers and Canes entry. You saw the 73 there of Philly Edwards. Just the car, he was loose coming out, and that car snapped back on him. There you see Rex Hoyle is involved. A couple drivers making some contact there. That's the number 14, I do believe, of Brandon Wind, also going around here tonight. So a little bit of a slow crawl here to the beginning of this one. Can full of cars. We told you everybody involved. A.J. Watkins, Daryl Clauder, Bob Higgins, Brandon Wind, Scott Duncan also involved. Rex Hoyle, Bob Higgins, Joshua Buckley, Aiden Elvecchione, and A.J. Watkins. All drivers that have had at least a couple of the fenders rubbed here tonight. So that will put us under the first caution flag here of the season. Dalton Williamson was able to pick up the first lap, though. He was the one that made it past the start-finish line here tonight to lead the first official green flag lap of the season. So we'll see if a couple of these drivers are able to get back out. Take a look at the left-hand side of your screen, race fans. That's where you're going to find our timing and scoring here tonight. Of course, we always throw the timing and scoring up for the race fans to be able to follow along out there that are tuning in to watch the first race of the season. We welcome all of you here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. You are watching the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Short Track Scrambler Series here on Thursday night, here for Red Light Racing. This is their 7th season on Thursday nights total. We've ran the SK Modified, the Whalen Tour Modified, and now this season we're going to scramble it up and follow the format that we have on Monday night. So like I said, if you're a Monday night regular, you already know the format where we scramble them up. This time, though, instead of the big NASCAR circuit scene cars, well, we follow these short track, the grassroots racing machines. I know NASCAR and the Xfinity Series say this is where names are made, but really it's on our local short tracks all around the country, and you can catch some of these drivers you see here that are on the screen tonight out there at your local short tracks, running Friday, Saturday, and sometimes Sunday evenings. But it's all about these drivers here on the iRacing.com platform tonight. It'll be Dalton Williams and Michael Trevarthen back into the restart zone. They're firing back off, and everybody will head to turn number 1. 3 wide down into turn number 1. I believe that's going to put the number 9 of Trey Mitz to the outside there. He was the odd man to the outside. Duncan down there, another one of those rookies down on the bottom side there. You see the Busch Latte entry of Higgins. And it'll be Dalton Williamson leading the first lap back to green flag competition here tonight at the Las Vegas Bullring. See him working side by side. That's the number 21. That is Dan Butler, the Storm Magnet, here tonight, back in action. Rocking a new number this season, going to do a throwback for himself. I believe the first time I ever met Dan Butler, he was that number 21 out onto the speedway. A little side-by-side battle a little bit farther into the field. There's the 00. That is Darrell Quatter. He's back here with the action on Thursday nights. He raced a couple seasons ago with the SK Modifieds, and then he took a little bit of a break from iRacing. He is back now, driving that 00. He's back into the 13th position. Everybody's still chasing the race leader. There's the race leader down the back straightaway with 10 laps officially here tonight in the books. That's your race leader of Dalton Williamson. Dave Bragg making some headway in the Jiffy Lube number 31. There you see the driver out of Ontario, Canada. He's got tonight's sponsor right on the side, right on the nose, the bonnet here of this number 31. Of course, Jiffy Lube rocking it with Dave Bragg this season. He works up there at the Jiffy Lube in Ontario, Canada. So if you're headed that direction, tell him you want Dave Bragg to work on your car and service it, as he'll go to make another pass here on the Busch Latte number 40. That is Rob Higgins. They are all right now out in front of that number 9 there of Trey Mitz. And it will be Dave Bragg taking the position away from the number 40 of Rob Higgins. These drivers right now are scooting just a little bit farther back. There you see the driver that is in the 6th spot. He is a rookie this season here with Red Light Racing. As you see, he carries the 989 number on the side of his Legends machine here. That's Scott Duncan. Duncan has dropped 2 positions from where he qualified. He qualified up inside the top 5, but right now he is outside the top 5 trying to work his way back in. These drivers are going back and forth. Brandon Wynn just snuck underneath the number 9 as the number 9 there of Trey Mitz, having just a little bit of problem. Driver out of Atlanta, Georgia. There you see him. You got some creative characters on the side of that number 9 Legends machine. You got Duff Beer. Everybody loves a little bit of Duff Beer, huh? Oh, yeah. Duff Man riding on the backside there. That's what Dan Butler's seeing currently. There you see Butler down the back straightaway. How about one of our checkered flag auto supply onboard cameras here. Right now, you're riding on board the number 21. Oh, big moment there. You just saw the number 40 of Higgins. He got all sorts of out of shape. He was up in the marbles on the outside. Now here comes the 05, trying to make a move to the outside of that Busch Latte's entry. That's going to be Rex Hoyle. Hoyle is currently down a lap to the race leaders. He is running into the 15th spot, 1 lap down, sitting in that lucky dog position. Joshua Buckley is also back out onto the speedway. He is being scored 6 laps down, as Aiden Alvecchione is being scored 7 laps down. He is right there also in the 271. So a couple drivers having some issues here in the early goings, but look at this, still side-by-side battling. That's the 9 of Trey Mitz going around A.J. Watkins. Watkins, another one of those rookies. He was caught up in that first wreck of the evening. So he's a little bit down on power as he's trying to get out of the way of the race leaders here. There's the 7 of Doyle Lowrance. He'll go down to the inside, the Raven Graphics driver. Everybody now minding their P's and Q's as your race leaders have pulled out right now. They're running nose to tail. That's Dalton Williamson and Michael Trevarthen. They're running 1 and 2. Driver's car 1 and 2. Pass for that 3rd spot pending. Here comes Shanika Single. Shanika down to the inside in the Scooby-Doo number 11. The driver out of Ayer, Massachusetts. There you see him. He gets around Mr. Confusion. So now that's what he sees out in front of him. has to get this mystery machine wound up and rolling here tonight. Sean Single moving up 2 spots here in the early goings of this one. Trying to see what he can dig down deep and see if he can go get those 2 out front. Biggest mover so far here tonight in the early stages of this one, and it is going to be that number 31, the Jiffy Lube entry out of Peterborough, Ontario, Canada. That's number 31 of Dave Bragg. So Dave Bragg carrying the banner right now for our friends north of the border. Another one of those north of the border candidates is going to be Brandon Feeney. Unfortunately, Brandon Feeney in his number 38 not able to get to the call here tonight, having some, we'll call it mechanical issues with his computer. Last season, he unfortunately lost a computer before the end of the season, wasn't able to finish out the season, but he did get a new laptop, unfortunately, giving him a little bit of hiccups here. The Gremlins are out there, so the Gremlins do not just appear on the weekends when these drivers are out onto the real world side of things. Sometimes, well, our technology is great when it works. We all know that one. But right now, the technology for Brandon Feeney is not to be desired. At the front of the field, though, 27 laps officially completed here tonight in the Jiffy Lube 100. Dalton Williamson leading the charge. There's your third place. Sean Single, AJ Hamill, and Brian Bianchi rounding out the top 5. That's how they run inside the top 5 here. See everybody pretty much stretching out. The only drivers that were side by side were the number 13 of Joshua Buckley and the 00 Daryl Clauter. It was not a battle for position. Daryl sitting into the 13th spot while Joshua Buckley is back there running into the 16th position. Over the off-season, I did take a trip up to the Stafford Motor Speedway where we got to watch a race with that man right there onto the screen, the driver out of Massachusetts, Joshua Buckley. Got to meet him and Rob Higgins and Bob Higgins along with Sean Single at the XRS race up there. A good time. Look forward to possibly making my trip back up there. Hopefully, maybe next time they can schedule us to go to Thompson Speedway. That'd be another one on the bucket list. Something that's on the bucket list for AJ, though, is he just got back around the mystery machine of Shawnaka Single. That would be to win one of these races here tonight. He's probably one of the most interesting people in the world. Right now, your top... I was going to say your top 5, but boy, you could find a character in each and every one of these drivers like you see out here onto the Speedway here tonight. Who is your favorite race car driver that you see out there tonight? Is it Dan Butler, Blair Lowrance? I mean, Bob Higgins. You want to talk about a character, Bob Higgins. He'll sit here all night and talk about 70s, 80s, and 90s NASCAR with you. You'll be up till 2 o'clock in the morning before you know it. Next thing you know, the sun's coming up alongside you. See a couple of the drivers working around Aiden Vecchione. Aiden, well, an aspiring broadcaster here on the iRacing.com platform also. Aiden's been doing a couple broadcast shows of his own here, and well, he's not too shabby, if we do say so ourselves. He's been voted the most popular driver the last 2 seasons here on Thursday night with the, well, it was the SK Modified and then the Tour Modified is what we were running the last 2 seasons on Thursday nights. As you see the battle continuing to rage on. Sean Single back down to the inside here. They're still losing ground, about a second and a half more added. Now it's 3.5 seconds to the leaders here for your 3rd and 4th place drivers. One driver coming back out onto the speedway after being wrapped up in an opening lap wreck. That's number 73 of Philly Edwards. One driver that just took it to pit road a little while ago, though. That was A.J. Watkins. So A.J. Watkins is down on pit road. Here comes Scott Duncan as he just got to the inside of the Culpepper's Bakery and Cafe number 5 machine. So there you see Bianchi dropping the spot back down into the 6th spot while Scott Duncan makes his way back into the top 5 as AJ Hamill says, you know what, I just don't like the back of the mystery machine. How about you take a look at the back end of my number 18 and see if you're as confused as I am about how I got around you. Of course, AJ always rocking the Arts Barbershop stamp on the side of his number 18s when he comes here to iRacing. Art always tuning in, a big supporter here of us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. So, Art, if you're out there, thanks for tuning in here tonight. AJ's not doing too bad. Qualified into the 3rd spot, just got back into 3rd as he got around the number 11 of Sean Single. Everybody stretched out around this little Las Vegas Bullring. There you see the big Las Vegas Motor Speedway out there just over turn number 3. not racing there. We will head there, though, in our Monday night Scrambler Series portion. We'll take the big NASCAR cars out there and see how fast they go. A.J. Watkins looks like he is coming back out onto the speedway now. We talked about him being wrapped up in one of the first wrecks of the evening. Car spinning down to the inside. Caution lights are on, as that will be the number 5 of Brian Bianchi. The Culpeper's Bakery Cafe, number 5 of Brian Bianchi, was running inside the top 6 at the time. He was running 6th exactly, and now unfortunately here on lap number 41, Brian Bianchi has brought the caution lights out. There you see the iRacing.com official pace car making its way out here. What happened to Brian? Let's take the look. Watch the Culpeper's Bakery and Cafe, Colony Tire and Service Center number 5. Oh, he just tried to get back into the throttle just a little too soon, and he got that Legends machine turned around, did not touch anything, so he should be A-okay. See if we can hear the RPM screen. Oh, he knew it right away that he was about to be in trouble, so he locked it down. So, with that being said, your race leader, Dalton Williamson, will bring them all to pit road. Everybody is following the number 1 of Dalton Williamson to pit road here. Not quite to the halfway point, but this is pretty darn close. So at this point, if you got 4 rubbers and you want to put them on, now's probably the best time. Everybody's been chasing Dalton Williamson. He has led all the laps here tonight. See everybody coming to a rest, as it looks like they're doing the front tires on the Legends machine. A little bit different than your normal pit stop that a lot of race fans are used to seeing. So they change the front ones, and then if they're going to change the back ones, they're jack up the back side of these cars. There you see the number 1 going up. Drag race off pit road, and to be the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen winning that battle. A couple drivers did stay out here under the caution, though, and that will now hand the race lead over to the driver of the number 7 of Doyle Lowrance. He will take over and inherit the race lead. We'll see if he stays out there. As we'll wait to see. Closing in on the halfway portion of this race here tonight, brought to us by our friends up at Jiffy Lube in Ontario. You're watching the Jiffy Lube 100 here tonight for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Short Track Scrambler Series. It's race number 1 right here from the Las Vegas Bullring with these red light racing drivers. So your lineup will look like this. It'll be Doyle Lowrance to the inside with Michael Trevarthen with 4 fresh tires to the outside. Then it'll be Sean Single, A.J. Hamill, Scott Duncan, Dalton Williamson, who was your race leader. He will restart back into the 6th spot. They're lined up, ready to go. The Bees all buzzed down into turn number 1 here tonight. After the restart, we're going to go 3 wide down the back straightaway. Here comes A.J. Hamill. He will split the number 7 along with Michael Trevarthen, leading his first laps of the season. Driving the number 18, that is going to be A.J. Hamill. Doyle Lowrance, 1 car around out of turn number 4. Caution lights are on all around the speedway. Caution lights are on, as it is the number 5 of Brian Bianchi, unfortunately taking a spin in car number 5. That'll be the 3rd caution flag of the evening right here at the halfway point of this race. Well, we got to thank everybody for tuning in out there on our YouTube live feed here tonight. Of course, big supporter Doug Ungari out there. Doug, of course, used to race here with the Thursday night crew. Unfortunately, with his move to Montana, had to shift his schedule around, and unfortunately has not been able to get back out onto the raceway. And how about Eric Stout out there, the 6 Rings Racing crew? They're tuning in here tonight as we pace under the 3rd caution flag of the evening. Here's what happened to the number 5 of Brian Bianchi. There you see him work down to the inside. That's the number 9 of Trey Mitz, the rookie. And just looks like, oh boy, did the 30 of Bob Higgins get into the back of the number 5 as the 5 was out of shape. Take a look here, riding on board with the number 5 of Brian Bianchi. Here, I'm out of the throttle. You see the wiggle, and maybe a little Nerf bar contact, if any. Maybe the slightest little contact there. So that'll turn the number 5 of Brian Bianchi around, so he'll have to tag the back of the field. As we pace here, it looks like a little electrical problem, as our friend Al Smith would say there on the number 18 of A.J. Hamill. And taking a look at it, does look like Rex Hoyle, Rob Higgins have all come back down pit road here under this caution flag. All drivers are on the speedway, though, but the exception of the number 38 of Brandon Feeney. Like we said, unfortunately not making the call to the grid here tonight for Brandon Feeney. So he will be credited with a 20th place finish. Hopefully we can get his machine up and running and we can see him on Monday night, because the Monday night schedule season is, well, gonna start on Monday night, hence it being called the Monday night season. Monday night, I do believe, I just have it here in my notes about where we're gonna start things off at. How about Bristol? You thought short track racing here at the Bullring was tight. Well, how about we take the Arca Menards machines here on iRacing and we head to the Bristol Motor Speedway for 150 laps of high horsepower racing action at the last great Coliseum. That you can catch on Monday night, as the 14th season of the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Scrambler Series on Monday night will start. But it does look like the Bees are lined up 2 by 2 with the caution lights are out around the speedway. Now that means we're ready to go racing here. It'll be 54 laps after the third caution flag of the evening is wrapped up and in the books. The Arts Barbershop, number 18 of A.J. Hamill, will fire first. Green flag back into the air per Barney, our flagman tonight. A.J. Hamill with a great restart. Oh, Sean Single sideways out of turn number 2. He'll stack him up. They're already 3 wide behind him. Nowhere for the 31 of Dave Bragg to go, so he's just kind of stuck down there in La La Land. It is A.J. Hamill, Michael Trevarthen, and Dalton Williamson back across the line. 1, 2, 3. And then they're stacked up jelly tight back here. Right on board. That's Sean Single currently holding down the spot as he holds off Scott Duncan. Duncan back there. Dan Butler. Oh, another big wiggle there. Sean Single having a huge problem on the handling issues. Doyle Lowrance going to the outside there. He had some handling issues on the Raven Graphics number 7. He boot scoot and boogied up the speedway. Sean Single will lose a spot there in the ordeal of him getting a little loose on the back end of that number 11 Mystery Machine entry, so he falls back into the 5th spot. Biggest mover of the race, up 9 spots, though Dave Bragg continues to chug along here. That Jiffy Lube entry. Oh, sideways goes Duncan. Scott Duncan down to the inside. He'll spin it around as it looks like we will stay green here tonight at the Bullring. We'll stay green as he gets it pointed back into the right direction. And as he gets it pointed into the right direction, Dalton Williamson comes knocking on Michael Trevarthen's back door. And, well, now Dalton Williamson can look out in front of him. Who does he see? That's the Art Barbershop, number 18 of A.J. Hamill. Dalton trying to run down A.J. a little sideways that time. See if he can do it. Still plenty of time here tonight around the Las Vegas Bullring. Brandon Wynn back here trying to hold off Dan Butler. There you saw Brian Bianchi. He was sideways once again off turn number 4. That is his kryptonite here tonight, is turn number 4 for car number 5. Be able to hang on to her for the time being, so that's good to see. Everybody's gone back into single file formation here tonight around the Las Vegas Bullring. Michael Trevarthen trying a little bit of a weird line there behind the number 1 of Dalton Williamson. That time they switched it up. Trevarthen runs the bottom. Dalton Williamson kind of, well, and then they switch it up back here. Every time they go down into turns 1 and 2, they switch it up compared to turns 3 and 4. 3 frames per second out of the Beefy Motorsports stables for Brandon Feeney. That is not gonna cut it. So unfortunately, Brandon Feeney being sidelined here tonight. See Aiden Navacion going way high there in the number 271. He will just pull to the outside and allow these racers to continue on here as we will close in on 30 laps to go here tonight. There you see the 11 of Sean Single. He has lost a lot of ground. Dave Bragg picks up another one. He is up now 10 spots here tonight for the Jiffy Lube, number 31 of Dave Bragg. Brian Bianchi is trying his hardest here. He has had a very fast number 5. Unfortunately, that Culpeper's Bakery and Cafe, number 5, has ran into some issues. Let's look in front of him. 2 rookies going at it. There you saw the number 14 of Brandon Wynn get around Trey Mitz. Mitz has been inside or at least battling around the top 5 here tonight, as Brandon Wynn has had to come from all the way at the back of the field. He actually has been following Dave Bragg through the field here tonight. Wynn was wrapped up in the lap 1, turn 4 incident. And since then, he has climbed his way back through the field. Here comes the Brian Bianchi entry once again. He'll try to get underneath the Storm Magnet, number 21 of Dan Butler. Dan told me before the race as he just loses the spot now to Brian Bianchi. And he told me that he has a fan club that tunes in every week here on Thursday nights to watch the broadcast, and they may scream Daddy, and that's right. So the little ones that are out there, we're talking about the little Butlers. How you doing out there? Hope you're enjoying the show here tonight. Daddy currently sitting into the 9th spot for Dan Butler. The Butler going to try and get back around Brian Bianchi. Not going to be able to do it. He will have to hold off Rob Higgins, because Higgins in the Busch Light Machine is starting to reel him in. There you see the number 40 of Rob Higgins. Well, out front, it's still going to be A.J. Hamill, but he's got lap traffic in front of him. That's the number 7, Doyle Lowrance. Lowrance will look to possibly go to the outside. A.J. will go down to the bottom side of the speedway. Dalton really sailing off that time, maybe trying to get to the outside of the number 18 down the front straightaway. Not going to quite get there. Almost got the Nerf bar, the bumper bar on front of that number 1. Just to the quarter panel there, possibly. He's trying everything he can. Working lap number 75 here out of the 100 scheduled in our Jiffy Lube 100. As Joshua Buckley will go another lap down. It is a 3-horse breakaway. A.J. Hamill, Dalton Williamson, Sean Single Michael Trevarthen have a 2.3 second lead over Sean Single, who is sitting back into the 4th spot. Dave Bragg is back there into the 5th spot. And then it is Brandon Wynn in 6th, Trey Mitz in 7th, Brian Bianchi is in 8th, Dan Butler is 9th, and Rob Higgins currently holds on to the final spot inside the top 10. More lap traffic there for the 00 that time. Darrell Clotter going a lap down for the first time here tonight, so Darrell running back into the 14th spot will go a lap down. Here comes the battle for the race lead with 23 laps to go. Dalton Williamson was showing the 18, a whole bunch of mirror full of that number 1. .05 of Rex Hoyle going a lap down. Other than that, no side-by-side racing action. You're watching the 3 closest machines onto the speedway right now for A.J. Hamill, Dalton Williamson, and Michael Trevarthen. Trevarthen's been pretty much quiet all night. He's either rode around in the 2nd spot. Right now, he's been riding around into the 3rd spot for the number 2 driver. Kind of just been chasing that entry out in front of him. So you see Michael Trevarthen sitting there. Is he possibly saving something? Does he know something we don't know? We're going to have to find out because we're inside 20 to go. $19 to go here in the Jiffy Lube 100. Battle back here. Here comes Brian Bianchi. He'll get underneath Trey Mitz, and it won't be much of a battle. Brian Bianchi will take his Culpeper Bakery and Cafe number 5 and take the race lead. Or here's the race lead, actually. That's A.J. Hamill. A.J. going to leave the bottom lane open for just a minute, it looked like. And unfortunately, there went Dalton Williamson for the race lead. This is how it happened. A.J. just kind of went in a little high, a little hot, a little heavy. And that number 1 just snuck underneath and took the race lead. That's how the race lead exchanged hands with now 16 laps to go. Can Dalton Williamson hang on here? There you see 1, 2, and 3. Where is Sean Single? There he is finally. Then it's Dave Bragg. Here comes Brandon Wind, Brian Bianchi. See how everybody is kind of stretched out around the speedway. Number 30, Bob Higgins has gone a lap down here, which is 15 laps to go. So that will now leave us with 11 drivers on the lead lap here at Las Vegas. This little Bullring putting on a good show here for the season opener for the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Short Track Scrambler Series. See A.J. Hamill trying to maybe get some good runs off the corner, but not quite working for him, and a little crossed up for the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen back there. AJ's no stranger to victory lane. He would like to get there tonight. Here in race number 1 as he pulls right to the back bumper of the number 1. Oh, and he'll be a big wiggle. As Big Wiggle gets to the outside. Michael Trevarthen, usually the driver that's always big wiggling around the speedway. He's now going to try and get around. See him down to the inside, right down there. Use those rumble strips to turn that car number 2. As now we see 11 laps to go, and it's the number 1 of Dalton Williamson, Michael Trevarthen in second, and A.J. Hamill has fallen back now all the way into the 3rd spot after leading with 30 laps to go. Still nobody closing in on the top 3 here, because Sean Single still about 3.1 seconds back. As well, here's a battle that they got a couple cars in line here. That is Rob Higgins getting around the number 10, or sorry, that's the number 21 this season of Dan Butler. First race, new numbers for a couple of these drivers. Dan Butler, I think, has driven every number except for 39. I'm only kidding. He has had a couple numbers, but right now, Dan is back there into the 10th position. Rex Hoyle, Darrell Clotter, they are battling for position. They are battling for the 13th and 14th position. Looks like Darrell trying to get underneath the 0.5 of Rex Hoyle. It's 8 laps to go, and nothing has changed at the front of the field. You're watching the best battle, which is for the 13th position on the speedway. And that battle is now going to be over. It will go to the 00 of Darrell Clotter. Dalton Williamson has started to open up a little bit of a lead. He'll see the 6 laps to go single this time by at the line. Higgins sideways and spinning to the infield. Rob Higgins has spun it to the infield here. We'll see if this will trigger a caution flag. 4th caution flag of the night coming out as Rob Higgins spinning to the infield. We saw that one live there. So Dalton Williamson thought he possibly had this one in the books tonight, but hold the phone. Let's see if we can find what happened to that number 40. There you see Higgins just back to the gas too soon, unfortunately, and around his number 40. Busch Light entry goes, and that will trigger a caution flag. A little lazy spin there is what will trigger this one. So if you thought the racing action was over, it is not. The driver that does get the lucky dog, though, that will be the number 30. That will be Bob Higgins. So the Checkered Flag Auto Supply number 30 will come back around here. He'll tag the back of the field. Well, race fans, we know you love racing so much. This one will take us into overtime. Green-white checker attempt number 1 here tonight. We know you love racing. We love racing. That's why we're all here tonight, tuning in on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We thank all the race fans that are tuning in out there tonight over on our YouTube feed. Go ahead, hit the thumbs up, smash the bell. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button in between there as we bring you racing content from the iRacing.com services all week long. Well, I've taken a month off, and, well, Dave in the Cave has pretty much, well, carried the load for us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network for a little while. Now, I guess it's time that we start to bring you more of that racing content that all you race fans like. We start right here on Thursday night with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply Short Track Scrambler Series, presented by Red Light Racing. Of course, Red Light Racing will be back on Monday night with the regular Scrambler Series, the big Scrambler Series for season number 14. Of course, the Checkered Flag Auto Supply back on the naming title rights for that one. We're head to Bristol, then we're head to Charlotte, Phoenix, Texas, Myrtle Beach, Darlington, Pocono, Sonoma, Kansas, Atlanta to wind down the regular season. Then we go into a playoff at Iowa and Michigan, and we're back here at Las Vegas, but we're across the street at the big track at Nashville, and we'll wrap things up at Miami Homestead. That's on Monday night for the regular series. But right now, we got to finish off the first race of the season here as we're come back into the restart zone. We got to wait for Barney the Flagman to hit that green light button and wave the flag as we go with 2 laps to go. Green flag is up into the air. 2-lap dash here at the Las Vegas Bullring to wrap up the Jiffy Lube 100. As it is, Dalton Williamson getting a good start here. Williamson takes the early race lead. See if we get back to the white flag, as it will be the final lap presented by Cole Pepper's Bakery and Cafe. It's the final lap here for the Jiffy Lube 100, and it is Dalton Williamson who was the first one to see the white flag tonight. Will he be the first one back to the checkered flag as they're 3-wide racing back there for about the 5th position? It'll be Dalton Williamson coming across the line to pick up a win, followed by A.J. Himmel and contact. Contact between Sean Single and Michael Trevarthen, but looks like the scoring is going to go with Sean Single finishing there in P number 3. Michael Trevarthen back and forth. Brandon Wind is going to finish in 5th. How about Dave Bragg there into the 6th spot? Brian Bianchi battles all the way back for a 7th place finish. Dan Butler goes to 8th. Scott Duncan into the 9th spot. Trey Mitz rounds out the top 10. Those are, of course, your unofficial standings there, as there is your winner. He's going to pop the clutch and give us a little bit of a show. So the all-time winningest driver on Thursday night does not disappoint. He goes to victory lane here tonight. Dalton Williamson, the driver out of Tampa, Florida, the 3-time champion, will start this season off right in victory lane. So he'll pick up the big W tonight. He'll go down there. Let's see. Oh, can he get it? Maybe he can get it. There we go. Now we're getting a little bit of that tire spin rolling along here tonight. Coming up next, of course, is our Holy Shirts and Pants post-race show, where we will talk to your top 3 finishers, which we will do right after this commercial break. We'll be back with your Holy Shirts and Pants post-race show after this.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Well, welcome back here to Las Vegas, race fans. The Jiffy Lube 100 has officially completed. A little bit of extra laps needed here tonight to get this one into the books, but we have that completed. So your Holy Shirts and Pants post-race show coming up here with your top 3 finishers. Let's kick right into that one because he's ripped off his shirt and now he's got holes in his pants also. How about your winner here tonight, Dalton Williamson? Dalton, another great run for you here with these machines as you pick up the W here in the season opener. But man, this one got a little crazy after the halfway point.
Yeah, my main goal, like I was telling Mike at the beginning there, I was just trying to save the whole time when we got out front there and made a gap. You know, my tires were good, but I figured we'd have to pit in these compared to the modifieds last year. So, I mean, it was a good night.
You talk about a good night. You've had the number 2 of Michael Trevarthen right back there behind you all evening long. How did, though, after that pit stop, did you come through the field? Because, well, you weren't out front in the clean air, and you didn't have that number 2 in the rearview mirror there.
Just saving tires, maintaining tires, and just maintaining a gap and saving.
As you were able to do that here tonight and pick up another W. So a great, start to the season here. Did you do a lot of testing in the offseason, getting ready for this Scrambler short track series?
Yeah, Roger. I mean, you should know. Yeah, I did a fair bit of testing.
Well,
a couple thousand laps in each car.
Well, you did that. I was out farming in Farm Sim. How about that?
I feel you.
Well, I got crops to harvest here tonight, and you got things to do yourself. So what do you say, young man? The red carpet will roll out for the first time here this season. Congratulations on your win. Who do you got to thank once again back home in Florida?
First and foremost, you guys for broadcasting. You guys do a great job. All the admin and Red Light, Checkered Flag Auto Supply, Rev Esports, Mike for all the work he does with me during the week, BK Paints, and Nitro Racing. And other than that, not too much.
There you hear it from your winner tonight. Dalton Williamson will lead the most laps, and he will clinch the win here tonight in the Jiffy Lube 100, finishing second. Man, it looked like for a little bit, Mr. Confusion, you may have been in the catbird seat, but a second-place finish here tonight doesn't sound too bad on the opening night of the season.
No, sir. No problem with second place. That's my first competitive race in these cars since, when was I racing in beta? 2008?
I was still in high school, so yes.
Well, you could have been in the beta in high school, but yeah, it's been a while. Goal was to finish in the top 5, so can't be too upset with a second to kick it off.
How did you feel? Did you feel comfortable, though, in these Legends machines out there around the Las Vegas Bullring?
I thought I did, and then I had Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine behind me there for the first 50 laps, and neither one of us could lead, so we had some fun swapping back and forth, I guess. We'll call it fun now that we made it through. And then following was so much more comfortable than leading, and spent most of the night with Sean or Mike or Dalton behind me, so that's never comfortable when they're all equal or better than you on the night. But I didn't mind the car too much, so it'll be all right when we come back to it later. Not my favorite of the 5, but worked out okay, I guess.
Worked out okay, and you were able to work into the second place finish here. Did you like to see that late race yellow flag come out onto the speedway, or were you hoping that we were going to finish this one out the way it stood?
I hadn't really thought about it. I was a little frustrated with what I thought was an interesting move that may or may not have been what it was. But so that helped me calm down and was able to steal the second spot back from Mike. He and Dalton were clearly the top 2 cars, so worked in my favor. Had a couple lucky breaks tonight to give me some laps led and a second instead of a third.
Well, hey, a second place finish ain't all that bad now, is it? But hey, congratulations on your second place finish. Who do you got to thank back home here? That makes us 18 semi-fast.
it was kind of fast. Arts Barbershop, of course, new sponsor this year, Project Confusion. We don't really know what they do. It's a little unclear at the moment. I don't know who else is on this car. Let's say Orca Coolers and Orca everything that's related to Orcas. I'm glad you're back to show everybody what we do on YouTube. Josh for sticking out, making the change. I'm pretty excited for this. We may end up with the same results as we did in the Tour Mod, but at least we'll have some different cars to do it in.
There you hear it, the driver of the number 18. He's confused. He doesn't even know where he's actually at right now, race fans. But hey, he finishes second here tonight. AJ Hamill in the Arts Barbershop number 18 will finish P number 2. And I'm being told the scoring was a little off here, so actually finishing back into P number 3 here tonight, it'll be the Rev Esports number 2. That is Michael Trevarthen, so we're at to swap the number 11 and the number 2. But hey, Mike, I mean, third, pretty good. Second best car, still finishing third. What do you say after this one?
Yeah, I felt like we gave a little bit up there for that caution. Me and Dalton were kind of running away with it on those longer runs. Outside lane on the restarts, no bueno, man. Like I said, me and Sean got underneath me there, gave me a little bit of the business in 4, and I may or may not have dead hooked him. I apologize to the Scooby-Doo team on that.
Ruh-roh, Raggy. But hey, a good race here. Did you come in with the mindset that maybe this one was going to be the one that you were going to be able to get to start the season off here tonight?
After running multiple hundreds of laps with Dalton this week, I could tell he was definitely the better car. I definitely picked up a lot from him, so hats off to Dalton and Team Revy Sports for putting in the work. Obviously, it paid off. AJ had a quick car there. I just think we had a little bit better on the longer runs there, saving the equipment. But hats off to the top 5, man. Great race.
Great race for you, but what do you think next week? We're going to head to a little more familiar car, a little bit more familiar speedway. We're head up to Stafford, and we will get out the SK Modifieds. It's been a little while since we've been in them, but how do you feel about that one?
Stafford, definitely not one of my best tracks, but we always run pretty good there, so I look forward to a top 5 out of there. A win there is hard-pressed with the group of guys we run with here. There's some really quick guys, especially from the Northeast, so like I said, I'll be happy with the top 5.
Well, we'll let you get out of here and turn about 100 gazillion more practice laps with your teammate out there. So who makes this all possible back home?
First and foremost, I'd like to give a shout out to Bob and Rob Higgins, Checkered Flag Auto Supply, for all they do for the league. Josh Buckley, Eric Stout, Rob Higgins, admins for Red Light Racing. They put together a great group of guys here. Love racing with them. You in the booth there, Roger, and definitely give a shout out to BK Paints, Revy Sports, Dalton, the family back in Florida.
There you hear it from your third place finisher tonight. That is your Holy Shirts and Pants post-race show. Each one of the top 3, of course, are going to be given a holy shirt and a holy pants, and it's going to be their choice of where they put those holes in them. We got to thank them for coming back on board this season for our post-race show. But you heard it from your top 3 competitors. Dalton Williamson walking away with the win here tonight. AJ Hamill sneaking into second, and Michael Trevarthen just nosing out Sean Single for that third and final podium position. But hey, it's been a heck of a race here for the season opener here for the Short Track Scrambler Series. Of course, next week we will head to the Stafford Motor Speedway. We'll get the SK Modified out before we head to the South Boston Speedway on September the 8th in the Monte Carlo SS. Then we're headed to Langley for race number 4 with the Street Stock before we head to the Five Flags Speedway in Pensacola, Florida for the Super Late Model. The first time we'll bring the Super Late Model to the Speedway. So those cars are the next upcoming cars before we start to rotate back into what we have already ran this season. But well, with that all being said here tonight, it's been a great Jiffy Lube 100 with a little bit of extra overtime for the race fans tuning in, and we appreciate each and every one of you tuning in here tonight, race fans. So we hope you enjoyed the show you've seen here from the Las Vegas Bullring, but that's gonna about do it for all of us. With everybody with the Checkered Flag Auto Supply, everybody over at Jiffy Lube, Red Light Racing, and all of us here at the Turn 3 Racing Network, we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast from the Las Vegas Bullring. We'll catch you Monday night with more Red Light Racing action when the Scrambler Series, the NASCAR-style themed cars, hit the Speedway for race number 1 at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Till then, race fans, we'll see you in Turn 3.